Alright, so we picked up some LED headlights off of Amazon, and we're going to be putting them in our 1992 Camaro. I'm going to show you how to do that and get them wired up and working properly. Step's going to be removing these headlight bezels here. There's 4 Phillips head screws around the outside. The bottom ones you actually just got to loosen up, and you just got, because it will just lift out of there. But the tops you do have to fully remove. Alright, now get the bottom screws loosened up here. That one does not have a screw, so that will make that a little easier. And I just want to get the headlight out a little bit here so we can pull up on it. Well, okay, I'm going to fold it out the way and pull the headlight out, and then we'll get the bezel out all the way. Just make it a little easier. Alright, so now we've got the headlight out. It just pulls out and you unplug it. And this is what I was talking about with it just sliding off of that bottom screw. Alright, so these are the LED headlights that we are putting in. We got them off Amazon for about 50 bucks. I did do a jumper wire here with this harness that came with a different set of lights that I bought, just to figure out exactly which pin does what. Now that I got that, I can remove the pins out of this plug and swap them around where it's needed to be. So I'm going to do that next. Okay, so I need my ground to be moved to the opposite pin over here. See, now see that my ground's over here, but for it to go into this plug correctly, it needs to be on this side. So what you do is you get yourself a pick or a small flat screwdriver, and inside of here there's a little flap you got to press down. And once you get that pressed down, that will come out the back. Right here's that little flap I'm talking about. You want to make sure to pry that back out so when you snap it back in, it goes into it snaps back into the housing. So now I need it to go onto this side, so I got to pull this one out. So we'll do the same thing. I'm gonna shove this down into there. That should hopefully release that wire. Not yet. There we go. So now I need to push my ground and put it where that flap's on the back side. You push it up in there. You should hear it snap. There we go. And then my low beam is on the top, and that's where my high beam is currently. So I now need to move my high beam over to here. Okay, so now I got the high beam wire out. So we're going to re-pull that flat back out, and we will snap it into this side over here. And then there's our low beam. And now we're going to pry that out and get it snapped into place right over here. So if you're holding it with the flat prong at the bottom, this one was ground, this one was the, okay, so this one was the ground, this one was the low beam, and this one was the high beam. And now it's this one's the ground, this one's the low beam, and then this one's the high beam. Plug it in and test to make sure that we were correct. So now we'll go test it. When I turn it on, it should be on low beam.
Yep.
And if I hit the high beam, we'll have high.
Yep. Awesome.
Alright, so now I'm going to do the high beam side. And now you could just fold this prong out the way and plug it in like this, and it would work. But I am going to utilize it to where this works on low beams as well. So I'm going to want to plug it in this way, and then I'm going to bring another connector in on this one and move, and then jump over to this light. So I got to clip this off of here, and I got to swap these prongs around. Okay, I'm going to flip the plug over. want to pre-pry that out of there. There we go. Now I'm going to clip this off of here.
Now, why do you have to clip that off?
For the plug-in that I'm going to add to it.
Okay.
So remember this had that ridge down it. So I went and took my oscillating tool and I cut that off. So now I'm going to make sure we get it to where it plugs in correctly here. So I need my ground to be on that side over there. I got to re-pull that prong back out. Okay, which side again? That side. Okay. There's that. And I'll get my green prong pulled out. And now that's back in. Now let's double check the plug in here. Okay. There we go. Wire taps here, and they're designed to clip onto the wire, and then you put a spade through that hole right there. So you're gonna find your low beam wire, which mine's this brown wire here, and I'm gonna line it up on that right there. See that has gone to that cutter there. So now I got my tap here and my pliers. So now I'm gonna put this right on there like that, and then we're gonna grab a hold of it. The pliers. Just crimp it on there like that. We're gonna take a piece of wire, and then this is the spade connector for that tap. Strip your wire back. And crimp it onto the spade. Good crimp on it, just like that. And then you want to get a female, but you have to get them in the bigger size, like a 3/8, to fit onto that plug on that connection right here. That way you get a good connection, because the other ones are just too small. These ones are a little too big, but that's okay. And then we're going to strip our other side of the wire. Then we're going to crimp that into there. Didn't really smash it down so you get a good connection. And then I'm also going to wrap this in electrical tape, just in case it decides it wants to hit something it won't. So now that I've got electrical tape around that, and we can just slide this onto the low beam connection, just like that, and then we could connect this into the high beam connection, just like that. And then now we'll bring my other headlight over and we'll hook it up and test it. Make sure it's all working before I fully install it. There we go. All right. So now when it comes on, it should be on low beams on both lights.
Yep.
And then I'm going to hit the high beam.
Yep.
And there we go. Now we're just going to unhook it all and fully install the lights. Now what I could do is actually, I've got parts cars. I could go cut one of these connectors off of that car and wire it into this. But I'm just going to do it this way. All right. Just gotta tighten these up. Then I gotta get right here and tighten up this bottom one. There we go. That headlight's in there. Now we've got them all put in and plugged in. Should be low beams?
Yep.
High beams?
Yep.
Alright. Okay. So now you'll just want to do the same thing you did on this side to the other side. Here they are installed. If you want to find ones like these or other LED lights, just search 4x6 LED headlights on Amazon or eBay. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.